For those of you that don't know, intermittent fasting is one of those diet protocols that a lot of people think is a fad diet. And while there's a lot of, supposed research on the topic, we're not really going to go over that in this video. What I'm going to go over is how you can use it to lose weight, practical recommendations based off of my experience. And one of my clients that actually recently lost, I think, about 13 pounds in a little less than 6 weeks. So it's working well for him. He's right around 197 pounds. He's trying to get down to 195 by his wedding, which is at the end of the week, actually. And the cool thing is that he hasn't counted a single calorie. His training has been pretty productive for the most part. His upper body pushing movements aren't, they're not going in the right direction, but that's what happens when you lose a lot of weight very quickly. But I have a lot of experience with this diet, so we're going to go over it right now. Basically, what intermittent fasting is it involves a fasting period of around 16 hours is the basic one that most people do, and an 8-hour feeding window where you eat all of your calories for the day in that time period. People like Hugh Jackman have used this to get in shape for his role as Wolverine and the Wolverine and X-Men movies. And this is something that a lot of people think is just one of those fad diets, like I said before, but in reality it's not. What it allows you to do is actually break up your eating in a way that you can have bigger meals. So here's a cool kind of way that I kind of thought about it for myself. So say you're eating 3,000 calories per day, and you're eating, let's say you eat 6 meals per day normally. That's only 500 calorie meals, per 500 calories per meal, basically. And for me, that's not a lot of food. I feel like I get pretty hungry if I, break it up like that. So imagine this instead. Imagine 2 to 3 meals at 3,000 calories a day. This makes it so each meal is between 1,500 to 1,000 calories each. Or 1,000 calories. Who cares? 1,000 calories to 1,500 calories per meal instead of 500. So you're eating double and triple the calories per meal, and you're still getting a lot of the same fat-burning benefits of a fasting window. So let's say you start eating at noon. You eat until 8 p.m., and then after 8 p.m. you're done eating, and then you stop eating the rest of the night, and you go until about noon again the next day. You can have coffee, usually less than 50 calories of, creamer, a little bit of protein, that kind of stuff is okay, but going higher than that usually kicks you out of your fast. But that's not really what the main benefit of this diet is. The main benefit is that you can eat bigger meals, and bigger meals tend to keep you fuller longer, and this allows you to keep your hunger in check and actually decrease your calories without even meaning to. The best part about the intermittent fasting, I guess, protocol, it's not really a diet, is that you can combine it with any other diet and make it more effective. So last week I went over keto. You guys can watch the video up here. Hopefully the card shows up. It sometimes doesn't. But basically, say you're doing keto. You can arrange your meals so that you're starting to eat at around noon, and you eat until 8 p.m., eating only, your high-fat, moderate protein, low-carb meals, and then just fast again until the next day, drinking coffee in the morning. And it makes the diet more effective. It allows you to eat more food, more, keto foods, or whatever diet you're on in a smaller time frame to get your calorie deficit. And the best part about this is that because it's very, very hard to overeat in this window. So sometimes calorie counting is not even necessary for it. Whereas other diets, you pretty much have to calorie count to get that deficit because you're eating, over like the whole day. So for my client, he's just been doing a regular 16-8 fasting fasting period to feeding window, and he actually he's lost 13 pounds in less than 6 weeks, and I think he lost like another pound and almost pound and a half in the last 3 days. We've been pushing his cardio and stuff too, but his energy is through the roof. He's able to get all the work done. He's not dying in the workouts, and that's one of the other major benefits of intermittent fasting, is that it allows you to, when you ingest carbohydrates and things like that, it allows you to utilize them more efficiently in the body. So what I recommend for people that are starting an intermittent fasting diet, start with just eating healthy foods. So a lot of other diets, a lot of people think that eating healthy automatically means that you're going to lose weight, which that isn't the case. By eating healthy foods in your 8-hour feeding window, it's going to be very difficult to overeat. So imagine you're eating things like chicken breast, white rice, broccoli, basic foods like that. So whenever I start, people on actual diet and eating plans, basically every meal should have some kind of protein, some kind of vegetable, some kind of fruit, And then you can add some carbs in there too around workouts usually, but usually the fruit takes care of that. But it just depends on you and what you prefer to intake. And as long as you're hitting your calories, it's going to be very, very difficult to overeat as long as you're eating very healthy foods that are very nutrient dense. They fill you up a lot more, and because you're able to eat more calories per meal compared to a regular eating schedule, it's going to be very difficult to not lose weight, honestly. So try it out for yourself. Start eating around noon, and then around 8 p.m. you just cut it off, and that's it. In the morning you can have coffee, tea, and water as much as you want. That's totally fine. If you're going to have anything in your coffee or your tea, make sure it's less than 50 calories because anything above that is actually going to probably potentially kick you out of your fasting state, but it really doesn't matter that much, honestly. So as long as the majority of that time you're not eating and you're just having calorie-free beverages, then you should be fine. And from there, you should be able to lose a decent amount of weight automatically just from how little food you're going to be able to eat compared to normal. Because I don't know if you guys have tried eating like a pound of chicken breast at one time, but it's very, very difficult to do, especially if you're eating that with vegetables and fruit. If you do that every single meal and you eat it in the 8-hour period, I guarantee you're going to lose weight on this diet. But if you guys want to learn more, I'll put the description down in my box, my description box. I'll put the link down in my description box. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more, definitely consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and go check out my website because I have a lot of awesome information on there for you guys to check out. Links in the description box. I'll talk to you guys later. Until next time, Dante Redgrave.